Have you ever stopped to wonder why your legs don't feel as steady as they used to, even though you're doing everything right? You're eating healthy, staying active, and following the advice you've been told for years. Yet somehow, getting up from a chair feels slower, walking across the room feels heavier, and climbing stairs takes more effort than it once did. Is it really just the natural process of aging? Or could there be something else quietly working against you without your knowledge? Here is the surprising truth. It is not always about what you are failing to do. In fact, it might be something you are doing every day with full confidence, believing it is helping you. For decades, we have been told that fruit is a symbol of good health, something natural, nourishing, and essential. And often, that is true. But as the body changes with age, certain fruits that once supported your health may begin to work against you. They can interfere with circulation, increase joint sensitivity, and gradually reduce the strength in your legs. Even though they look harmless and taste refreshing, they may cause subtle stiffness, lingering fatigue, or discomfort in the knees and calves. These effects tend to build over time, and by the time you feel them, the pattern is already in motion. In today's video, we are going to look at 7 common fruits that adults over 60 may want to limit, especially if you are trying to protect your mobility, balance, and independence. These are not rare or unfamiliar items. They are probably already part of your weekly routine, hidden in your fruit bowl or refrigerator. But once you understand what they do inside an aging body, you may never look at them the same way again. We will also share the best fruits to include instead, ones that actually support joint health, improve circulation, and help you stay active and strong. If you care about your body and want to make simple, smart choices, this may be exactly the message you need to hear. Before we begin, make sure to click subscribe and turn on notifications. This channel brings you science-backed insights designed for your stage of life. And if this message already speaks to you, let us know in the comments. Now let's begin with the first fruit. It is often praised for reducing inflammation, but for many older adults, the results may not be what they expect. Number 1. Pineapple. Pineapple is one of those fruits that feels almost too healthy to question. It's bright, tropical, and often recommended for its potential to reduce inflammation, thanks to a natural compound called bromelain. But as the body ages, the way it processes even so-called healthy foods begins to change. Pineapple is high in natural sugar and fruit acids, and while that may not be an issue in younger years, it can quietly become a problem after 60. The sugar spike from pineapple can put pressure on blood vessels, especially in the legs, where circulation is already slowing with age. Over time, this reduces oxygen and nutrient delivery to the muscles, which may result in leg heaviness, stiffness after sitting, or soreness after simple walks. These signs often creep in without warning and are easy to dismiss as just a normal part of aging. But in reality, the way certain fruits affect blood flow could be playing a larger role than you think. The other problem is pineapple's acidity. While the flavor may seem refreshing, the acids in pineapple can irritate sensitive joints, especially in those who already feel occasional discomfort in their knees or hips. It doesn't happen instantly, but regular intake may gradually increase joint tension. And because pineapple is also known to interact with certain medications, particularly those that influence circulation, the effect on your system can be hard to trace. Many seniors eat pineapple believing it's helping their health, while it may be quietly doing the opposite. This doesn't mean you need to cut it out completely, but moderation is key, especially if you've noticed subtle changes in how your legs feel after meals. The lesson here is not about avoiding fruit, but about knowing which ones support your body as it changes. And the next fruit is even more surprising. It's often praised for boosting muscle function and preventing cramps. Yet it might be silently making your legs feel heavier than they should. Number 2. Bananas. Bananas have long been considered a go-to fruit for energy and muscle support. They're soft, easy to digest, and filled with potassium, which is known to help with muscle contractions and nerve function. Many seniors eat bananas daily, thinking they're doing their bodies a favor by preventing cramps or supporting strength. But what often goes unnoticed is the way bananas affect blood sugar and circulation, particularly in older adults. Bananas contain natural sugars and rapidly digestible carbohydrates, which means they cause a quick rise in blood sugar shortly after eating. For someone over 60 whose metabolism and insulin sensitivity may not be as strong as it once was, this sudden spike can lead to more than just a short burst of energy. The body responds by releasing insulin, but if that regulation isn't smooth, the result can be fatigue, sluggish circulation, and a cycle of instability that particularly affects the legs and lower body. This pattern can be especially noticeable after meals, when the legs may begin to feel heavy or the calves grow tight even without much movement. On top of that, bananas can encourage water retention in some individuals, especially those managing cardiovascular concerns. That can lead to mild swelling around the ankles, stiff joints, and a general sense of tightness in the legs that lingers throughout the day. What makes bananas tricky is that they don't feel like an indulgence. They're convenient, inexpensive, and often marketed as a wholesome option. Yet for many older adults, this daily habit may be quietly contributing to discomfort and reduced mobility. The effect isn't always immediate, which is why it flies under the radar. You might feel fine today, but after weeks or months of regular banana intake, you could find yourself wondering why standing feels more difficult or stairs feel steeper. Paying attention to how you feel after eating bananas is key. And while they don't need to be completely off limits, limiting their intake could be a smart step. Coming up next is a fruit that feels even more harmless than a banana. It's tiny, sweet, and easy to overeat. Yet its effects on joint comfort can be surprisingly intense. Number 3. Grapes. Grapes are often seen as the perfect snack. They are bite-sized, easy to eat, and widely viewed as a heart-healthy fruit because of their antioxidant content. You will find them in fruit bowls, lunchboxes, and even frozen as a cool treat. But for people over 60, grapes may be doing more harm than expected, especially when it comes to leg comfort and joint mobility. The issue lies in the type of sugar they contain. Grapes are high in fructose, a natural sugar that is processed by the liver. In small amounts, fructose is not a major problem. However, grapes are so easy to overeat that most people consume much more than they realize. When too much fructose enters the system, the liver can have difficulty processing it all, which may lead to an increase in uric acid. Over time, that uric acid can settle in the joints, particularly in the knees, ankles, and toes, where circulation tends to be slower. This may lead to subtle aches, sudden tightness, or uncomfortable tingling that seems to come out of nowhere during simple activities like walking or climbing stairs. What makes grapes even trickier is how quietly the effects build up. They feel harmless, so a few handfuls here and there go unnoticed. But several cups later, the sugar intake adds up, and the body begins to show signs of inflammation in the places where it can least afford it. Seniors who eat grapes often may notice that their legs feel heavier in the afternoon, or that their toes feel stiff when they wake up. Others might experience light burning or swelling around the ankles without an obvious reason. These patterns may be tied to how the body reacts to the steady stream of sugar. While grapes do have some health benefits, they are one of the easiest fruits to overeat. And for older adults, that convenience can come with consequences. If you have been experiencing persistent leg discomfort, it may be worth examining how often grapes show up on your plate. Next, we will turn to a fruit that appears refreshing and hydrating, yet may be triggering a completely different kind of reaction in your body. Number 4. Watermelon. Watermelon is often viewed as the ultimate refreshing fruit. It is light, juicy, and contains a high water content, which makes it especially appealing during warmer months. Many people believe it is a smart choice for hydration and weight control, especially because it feels so gentle on the stomach. But beneath its cooling surface lies a property that most seniors overlook. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index, meaning it causes a rapid rise in blood sugar. For older adults whose bodies are more sensitive to these quick spikes, that surge can trigger a series of uncomfortable side effects. The body responds with insulin to balance the sugar. But when this process happens too often or too quickly, it may lead to fatigue, reduced blood flow, and inflammation in the lower extremities. This can show up as early tiredness during short walks, light swelling in the ankles, or a sense that your legs are dragging even when you haven't done much. Another reason watermelon can be problematic is portion size. It is so light and sweet that most people do not realize how much they are eating until it is too late. One or two slices quickly become several, and suddenly the sugar content adds up. For seniors with already reduced circulation, this can create the perfect conditions for joint stiffness, calf tightness, or that dull pressure behind the knees that makes getting up from a chair more difficult than it should be. The sugar rush from watermelon may also disrupt the body's ability to recover after movement, leaving muscles more tense than they were before. While watermelon does offer hydration, it also creates a sugar load that the aging body may not process efficiently. And because it is so widely believed to be harmless, few people ever suspect it could be part of the reason they are experiencing daily leg discomfort. If your legs tend to feel unusually sore or heavy after lunch or dinner, this fruit might be worth reconsidering. Coming up next is a fruit that seems cheerful and energizing, often part of a morning routine, yet it may be stirring up joint trouble in an entirely different way. Number 5. Oranges. Oranges are one of the most popular fruits in the world, often associated with energy, vitamin C, and immune support. They are found in breakfast spreads, juices, and health supplements and are widely considered a symbol of good nutrition. But, as helpful as oranges might be for younger individuals, they may not be the ideal choice for people over 60, especially those experiencing joint discomfort or reduced mobility. The issue lies in their high citric acid content. While this acid gives oranges their signature tang, it can also irritate sensitive tissues, particularly in the joints. For seniors already managing stiffness, the daily dose of acid from oranges or orange juice can quietly contribute to inflammation, causing knees to feel tight after sitting or hips to become less flexible over time. The body's tolerance for acidic foods naturally decreases with age, especially when circulation becomes less efficient and recovery slows down. Unfortunately, the damage isn't immediate, so it often goes unnoticed until it becomes a regular discomfort. Another concern with oranges is how easily they raise blood sugar when consumed in juice form. A single glass of orange juice can deliver as much sugar as a can of soda, but because it is packaged as something healthy, it rarely raises alarm. That sugar, combined with the acid, creates a situation where inflammation and blood sugar instability can develop hand in hand. For seniors who enjoy orange juice in the morning, this might explain why they experience mid-morning leg heaviness, aching knees, or stiffness after getting out of a car or standing up from a meal. The pairing of citric acid and fruit sugar may not be harmful in moderation, but for those eating oranges daily, the buildup can slowly impact comfort and mobility. If your morning routine includes oranges or orange juice, and you've noticed subtle changes in how your joints feel throughout the day, it may be worth adjusting your fruit habits. Up next is a fruit that looks clean and crisp and is often seen as a healthier option because of its low sugar taste, but it may be hiding its own set of challenges beneath the surface. Number 6. Green apples. Green apples are often praised for being the smarter alternative to sweeter fruits. With their crisp texture and tart flavor, they're seen as low in sugar and high in fiber, making them a popular choice among health-conscious seniors. Their refreshing bite and association with digestion and heart health reinforce the idea that they're completely safe. But as the body ages, what looks clean on the surface can still carry complications underneath. One of the primary concerns with green apples is their high concentration of malic acid. This compound is what gives them their distinct sour flavor. But it can also irritate joint tissues in individuals who are already dealing with stiffness or inflammation. As the digestive system becomes more sensitive with age, that acid can quietly aggravate not just the stomach, but also areas like the hips, knees, and lower back. While younger bodies may break down malic acid easily, older systems can begin to react more sharply, leading to localized tension or discomfort that slowly increases with regular consumption. In addition to their acidic nature, green apples still contain natural sugars that can influence blood sugar levels, even if they don't taste particularly sweet. For someone over 60 with slower metabolism, this sugar can contribute to subtle swings in energy and circulation. Some people report feeling fine immediately after eating a green apple, but later notice stiffness in the legs, tightness in the calves, or even nighttime leg cramps that seem to come out of nowhere. The problem isn't always the fruit itself, but how frequently it's consumed and how the body handles its effects over time. Many people eat green apples raw, often as a snack between meals or before bed, and this steady exposure to acidity and sugar can have a cumulative impact. What feels like a light, healthy choice might be placing extra strain on joints and circulation without you realizing it. If you have been eating green apples regularly and have noticed a shift in how your legs feel, consider scaling back to see if things improve. Now let's turn to the final fruit on our list. It's soft, tropical, and wildly popular. But for aging legs, it may be the most misleading of them all. Number 7. Mangoes. Mangoes are one of the most beloved fruits worldwide, known for their creamy texture and rich, tropical sweetness. They are often seen as a natural treat, full of flavor and vitamins, and many people enjoy them as a dessert or midday snack. But for adults over 60, mangoes may be working against your legs more than you think. The concern lies not just in how sweet mangoes taste, but in how much natural sugar they actually contain. Mangoes rank among the highest sugar fruits commonly eaten, and their soft texture makes it easy to consume large portions without realizing it. For aging bodies with slower glucose processing, this concentrated sugar can trigger a sharp insulin response, followed by a crash that affects circulation and energy levels. When this pattern happens repeatedly, it can begin to show up in the legs through heaviness, soreness, or that dragging sensation that seems to appear without explanation after meals. What makes mangoes even more misleading is their feel-good reputation. They are marketed as a health food, celebrated in smoothies and fruit bowls, and rarely questioned when it comes to inflammation or joint sensitivity. But the truth is that the sugar load from just one mango can overwhelm the body's ability to regulate blood sugar effectively. Over time, that can lead to tension around the knees, ankles, and lower legs, especially in people who already experience limited circulation. You might feel a subtle tightness when walking, a warm pressure around the ankles, or even a sense of imbalance during daily movement. The flavor may be light and refreshing, but the physiological effects are often much heavier than they seem. If you enjoy mangoes regularly and notice that your legs feel more fatigued or swollen afterward, it may be worth adjusting your intake. Mangoes are not inherently harmful, but in the context of an aging body, their effects are worth monitoring. Fortunately, there are fruits that support your body more directly, helping you move better and feel stronger. Up next, we will highlight the fruits that actively promote circulation, reduce inflammation, and protect your leg strength as you age. What to eat instead? The good news? Not all fruits work against you. Some are actually powerful allies in restoring leg strength and joint comfort. Let's talk about the best fruits to eat after 60. Number 1. Berries. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are low in sugar and high in antioxidants. They support healthy blood flow, reduce swelling, and ease joint stiffness. They're gentle on your system and great for daily use. Number 2. Cherries. Especially tart cherries. These help reduce uric acid, easing discomfort in knees and toes. They're particularly useful for anyone dealing with gout flare-ups or joint inflammation. Number 3. Avocados. Yes, avocado is a fruit. And it's one of the best for aging joints, rich in healthy fats. It cushions your joints, reduces internal inflammation, and supports stable energy levels by balancing blood sugar. Number 4. Papaya. This soft tropical fruit contains enzymes that soothe the digestive system and reduce inflammation. It's easy on the stomach and gentle on inflamed joints. And finally, pears. Lightly sweet and high in fiber, pears offer a low glycemic option that energizes without causing inflammation. Combine with protein or healthy fat for steady energy and comfort. Conclusion. It is not just about eating fruit. It is about choosing the ones that match your body's needs today. As we grow older, our systems change, and the foods we once considered helpful might no longer support us the way they used to. But when you start making thoughtful decisions, you begin to feel the difference. You may notice clearer mornings, steadier steps, and a little more comfort in your legs throughout the day. These are the small changes that build strength over time. Now, if you have stayed with us until the end, I want to speak directly to you. That tells me you care about your health, your future, and your ability to move through life with confidence. And I want you to hear this clearly. You still have time to feel better. You still have time to improve. Aging can come with its challenges, and yes, it is easy to feel like things are slipping away. But that feeling is not the end. The truth is, you have more power than you think. You do not need extreme changes or complicated routines. Just one choice at a time, one meal, one better decision. The fruits we discussed today are not necessarily harmful for everyone, but they may not be the best choice for you right now. And that is okay. It is to get smarter. When you begin choosing foods that support your joints, your strength, and your circulation, you will begin to notice the difference. Lighter steps, smoother movement, less pain, more control. Now I want to hear from you. What did you learn today? What is one small change you are willing to make? Share it in the comments. Your words might encourage someone else. If this video opened your eyes or gave you something to think about, please click the like button. And to make sure you never miss information that could support your health journey, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Stay strong, stay aware, and remember, your independence starts with your steps. Take care of them. We'll see you in the next video.